Hi, what if I told you that you've been using the word publishing wrong? And frankly, you're not the only one in this music industry. A lot of people have been using the word publishing wrongly as a synonym for copyright. So, what's the big deal, you ask? Well, if you have a certain perception of the meaning of publishing, and my perception is different, but we are in a negotiation about publishing, or we are discussing a draft agreement, and because of our different understanding of the word, we also read something else into the agreement or think we are negotiating something else, that might cause disturbance. And that disturbance may ultimately lead to a failed negotiation or an agreement that is never reached. So, those are just a few reasons why you should care about using the right terminology. Now, to explain it a bit further, I'll read you a small passage of my book, The All-Round Musician. And I would like to take 1 second to once again point out the brilliant cover designed by Mr. Brian Craddock, songwriter extraordinaire, producer, and best known as guitar player of the band Daltrey. Now, back to publishing. It is common to hear people incorrectly using the word publishing as a synonym for copyright. In the context of the music industry, copyright is a collective noun referring to the exclusive rights vested in a composition, with or without lyrics. These consist of public performance as well as reproduction rights, including mechanical reproduction. A publisher publishes music and renders publishing services to authors, thereby controlling and commercializing, known in legalese as exploitation, copyright on behalf of the authors. One of the key notions to master in the music industry is understanding the unique role of each rights holder. Often my clients are confused between the role of a publisher and that of a record company or a label. A music publisher enters into agreements with authors, songwriters, composers, lyricists in connection with a musical work, composition with or without lyrics. A music publisher deals in copyrights of musical works and promotes authors as well as their musical works and handles the administration for those works. A record company enters into agreements with performing artists and deals in neighboring rights in the recording of a musical work. A record company promotes the artists and their recordings. So the publisher and the label's activities are closely related, but they are not identical. So let's recap for a second. So publishing is just one activity that falls under the scope of activities that you can perform when you are the copyright owner or if you control copyright in a song. Copyright has two exclusive rights attached to it. One, the right to make available to the public or to publish your composition, for example, in the form of sheet music. And secondly, the right to reproduce. And that copyright is really important for a songwriter because it allows the author to earn income over time. Basically, what copyright does, it adds a layer of value or a capacity to earn income and store value and increase value over time. When a song is just released, it may not have that same value, but 20 years down the road, a song may have been a hit and its popularity has massively increased and people want to use that song in films, in series, for commercials. They want to make sheet music of it. They want to do all sorts of things with it. And with each and every single exploitation, that songwriter who has made the song is paid a certain percentage of the income. And that really brings us back to the whole idea of intellectual property, and the purpose of intellectual property is to give creators a temporary monopoly so they can monetize their creations and participate in the economic system. If you have questions about music publishing, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in next time.